you go.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Deontay Wilder foe Dominic Breazeale said he want all the smoke. He's looking for Dillian Whyte and he thinks he's too big, too strong for Dillian Whyte, but still wants to fight him. We gonna talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Now sign up for ESPN Plus bundle. Since there's no live events, that's what we're pushing, the ESPN Plus bundle. Sign up below using the link. It can be found in the description box of any of my videos. ESPN Plus bundle comes with ESPN Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, all three apps, $12.99 a month. Now, while people are on lockdown quarantine, it might be a good chance to catch up on all the content that they have. I personally have all three. And if you want to help the channel, support the channel in such a phenomenal way, I'm Disney Ego, then you can just click on that link and sign up for the ESPN Plus bundle. Again, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Tons of content, help you through this quarantine. Now, smash the like button if you're new. I do daily content, live streams, cover fights when we have live fights. And yeah, we working. So consider subscribing. Dominic Breazeale talked to Sky Sports. You see it, Breazeale too big, too strong for Whyte. He did an interview. And he's been kind of MIA since the Wilder knockout. You know, I was at that fight, and I must admit, I haven't heard much from Dominic Breazeale, but this is the Breazeale resurrection since the Wilder fight. You know, the bad blood with Wilder. They had a prior altercation at Wilder versus Gerald Washington. Breazeale and Washington are cool. And then Wilder, you know, I guess he was getting outboxed or something by Gerald Washington. And Breazeale was cheering on his man, you know, his boy. And then, you know, somehow, some way, Breazeale's people got into it with Wilder's people in the crowd, didn't like what he was chanting, and then it escalated, etc. So that was a big brewing, like, dispute that the two had, and it was to be settled in the ring. Obviously, Wilder knocked him out. Wilder has since lost his WBC belt, you know, to Tyson Fury. So just to catch you up with the heavyweight division. But now it says Dominic Breazeale remains eager to settle his dispute with Dillian Whyte. Says Dominic Breazeale remains eager to settle his dispute with Dillian Whyte and believes he would overpower the British rival if they ever finally shared the ring. The Californian heavyweight planned to return in May prior to the corona pandemic and discuss options for his next fight, including Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker, Andy Ruiz, top of his short list. But Breazeale is still open to a showdown with Whyte. A bout that had been ordered for the WBC interim belt last February before the 34-year-old received a fight against Deontay Wilder, whose rematch for Tyson Fury for the WBC title had to be postponed. This is what Breazeale had to say. Quote, "I think it's a pressure style fight." When asked about a potential clash with Dillian Whyte, he goes on to say he's going to bring the fight for a little bit. I'm going to bring it for a little bit. In the end, the fans are going to be very pleased with what they get out of the fight between myself and Dillian Whyte. He's a knockout artist. He loves to throw leather with bad intentions, and I like to do the same. I think I have the upper hand on him as far as strength and ability, of course, with size. In the end, I think I come out with a knockout win for sure. Breazeale's two defeats have come in world title class IBF battle against Joshua 2016, and then obviously the Wilder mandatory deal. Whyte holds victories over Parker, former WBO champion, highly ranked Oscar Rivas, but Breazeale believes he is a level above the competition or the current interim champion. My ability have been in the ring with some of the best in the heavyweight division so far. It will be way too much for him. I think he has problems making adjustments as far as fighting guys who can box as well as fighting guys who could throw leather. I studied him for a little while. We were in some heavyweight contract negotiations. I think at this point he's a top class heavyweight fighter from the UK. I'm a top class heavyweight fighter from America. It makes a great fight. End quote. Whyte is preparing to face Povetkin in a rescheduled fight July 4th. Sky Sports. Brixton man has been told he must wait till February 2021 for the mandatory shot at the WBC belt currently held by Fury. Dominic Breazeale and I got mandated the fight. I accepted the fight, Whyte told Sky Sports in February. We had a date for the fight, and then the WBC pulled Breazeale out of the fight to fight Wilder because Tyson Fury didn't want the fight. How was I refusing to fight Breazeale? That's Dillian Whyte, but that's incorrect, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I'll prove it. Dominic Breazeale. Look how quick I can prove this stuff. Breazeale, Dillian Whyte, Sky Sports. So we all know that, well, I know because I was there. In New York, Wilder fought Dominic Breazeale. Gary Russell was on the card too. You know, that was May of last year. Remember? Because DAZN had met with Wilder, tried to sign him through to DAZN app for a 3-fight deal, yada, yada, yada. He chose no. Another indication, aside from being there, that's my father's birthday. So I missed my father's birthday, covering boxing for you guys. My dad's birthday is 2 days before the Wilder fight happened, you know. And I remember having to call him from New York to wish him a happy birthday. So that's another reason I remember. Another reason I remember, my memory is just crazy. But another reason why I remember that Wilder fought in May of last year, aside from being there, my dad's birthday, shout out to the Tauruses, you stubborn fucks. And then being there and all that, is Alexander Usyk. This is how my memory works. Alexander Usyk, they were debating putting him up against Deontay Wilder on the same date, you know, the May 18th date or whatever. And they later bowed down and said they were going to put him on a Friday instead. And that was against Carlos Takam. But then ultimately it never even happened because he pulled out. You know, he got injured or something. So let me prove this. Okay. Dillian Whyte's claiming that he had negotiations and it was done, and then they pulled him for Wilder. So that didn't happen until May of last year, 2019. This article is from February. Dillian Whyte, Dominic Breazeale ordered to fight by the WBC. Right? Here, I'll prove it for you guys. Okay. That was May. Here's January. Dillian Whyte, Dominic Breazeale opened the heavyweight fight talks. So it doesn't take that long to negotiate a fight, first of all. So I've showed you 2 articles prior to Wilder agreeing to fight in the mandatory situation, because you have to keep in mind, Wilder was supposed to fight against Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury pulled out and went with ESPN. So nobody even knew at a point what Tyson Fury was even doing, because it was thought that he was going to go into an immediate rematch, because Wilder Fury fought in December, another fight I covered as Credential Media. They fought in December the first time, and then it was expected that they were going to do an immediate rematch. That's what they were pushing, and then Tyson Fury, you know, bounced and went to ESPN. So all this time, Wilder was thinking he was fighting not Dominic Breazeale, but fighting Tyson Fury, until one day, you know, we get this press conference and I got an email from Top Rank saying, hey, guess what? We just signed Tyson Fury. Right? But I'll keep going. Let me see if I can find it. So I showed you 2 articles well before that. I just explained how Wilder was thought to have been fighting against Tyson Fury. Right? Let's see. See if I can find it. Let me see. I don't know what page it's on. So that's 2 articles. Let me see. Give me a second. See, here's another one. Dominic Breazeale will fight WBC. No, it's before this. Let's see. You know, I might be able to find it this way. Breazeale. Make sure you guys smash the like button as well. Man. Let's see if I can do it that way. This is pulling up all types of articles that don't have nothing to do with what we're looking for. You know, I have it linked in another video. I could see this. My video is freestyle, so you know you gotta pardon me. Dominic Breazeale, and we got action. Found it. Deontay Wilder's mandatory. See, I knew my stuff. August 25th, 2018. Really? Look at, I know my stuff. Boxing Ego. Deontay Wilder's mandatory. Dominic Breazeale calls out Dillian Whyte for the #1 spot with the WBC. Boom. Heavyweight Dominic Breazeale says he's open to fighting Dillian Whyte to secure that #1 mandatory position for Deontay Wilder's belt. Stay tuned. Super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations. Look, you see, and this is the video I did. Breazeale Whyte is right for me. Look, and I linked it in the description, and it takes you to this link. Boom, Sky Sports. So Dillian Whyte's making it sound like, oh, the WBC got involved and, you know, pulled Dominic Breazeale so I couldn't fight him. But we got action. New media. We always get to the bottom of it. Dominic Breazeale would welcome a fight against Dillian Whyte. Look at this. August 25th, 2018. Wilder did not fight. This is August of 2018. Wilder did not fight against Dominic Breazeale until after, as I mentioned, Tyson Fury left to go sign with ESPN and Top Rank and duck the immediate rematch, which we were all expecting. And then Dillian Whyte, or excuse me, Dominic Breazeale was the person in line after. So many things happened in between that. Wilder fought Tyson Fury December. Tyson Fury dipped out of the immediate rematch, went to Top Rank and ESPN to fight Otto Wallin and Tom Schwarzenegger. And Wilder also had a meeting with DAZN to see if he would sign for a 3-fight deal, which he didn't. And then after all of that, he decided on Breazeale. But this was well before the Wilder fight with 2018 was when he was fighting, when Wilder was fighting Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury the first time in December. So Dillian Whyte's inaccurate. Look, he said we had a date for the fight, but then the WBC pulled Whyte. He said Breazeale out of the fight to fight Wilder. That's not what happened. You had plenty of time before that to fight Dominic Breazeale. Look, I'm showing you. This is all on Sky Sports. Dominic Breazeale would welcome a fight against Dillian Whyte. Says Breazeale has welcomed a fight with Dillian Whyte as he believes it would be right for him to battle, blah, blah, blah. The Californian, and we know Dillian Whyte's not from California, was installed as the mandatory challenger for Wilder. Boom. So this should have been settled before. He says, you know, I thought the Dillian Whyte fight of myself was going to happen this year, Breazeale exclusively told Sky Sports. He's bound with his situation with the WBC and the silver, and I have the WBC mandatory. I thought it was only right for him and myself to get in the ring and square it off for fans, as fans would love to see it. Okay. The other thing is Dillian Whyte's trying to do a pity party. In between, in this time, the WBC ordered Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte. This is another person that Dillian Whyte did not fight. We got action. ESPN. See how quick I pull this stuff up? Look, April of 2018. They had the WBC convention, I think, in Kiev, Ukraine. My memory is crazy. Dillian Whyte, Luis Ortiz, eliminator, ordered as WBC provides title status update. So he could have at first fought Luis Ortiz, which he failed to do. Then after Dominic Breazeale told you, hey, I'll fight him. He's complaining about being the number 1B and I'm the 1A mandatory. We'll settle it. 1A versus 1B. I'm the actual mandatory. This is what he wants to get, which he wasn't at the time. This is what he hopes to get. So as a result, we'll scrap, and then the winner will be the absolute, undeniable mandatory in line for Wilder's belt. Since the WBC, it is confusing sometimes when they have two #1 guys, a #1 mandatory and a #1 contender or whatever, right? And they didn't do it. Instead, what did Dillian Whyte do? Oh yeah, rematch Derek Chisora, a guy he had already knocked out 2 years before. Or excuse me, a guy he had already fought and beat 2 years before, and he knocked him out in the second time. See, you got to know your boxing. So I showed you April of 2018. This is well before Breazeale and Wilder, which later came in May of 2019 after Fury backed out of the immediate rematch. So this is who in 2018, this is who, and the Luis Ortiz stuff was really before the WBC ordered it. So he could have fought Luis Ortiz because their names have been linked. He chose to fight Lucas Brown. He chose to fight Joseph Parker when Joseph Parker was supposed to fight Bryant Jennings. And then after, as I mentioned, he fought Derek Chisora in a rematch that no one wanted to see. So Dillian Whyte had ample opportunity to fight either Luis Ortiz or Dominic Breazeale, and then he didn't. And then when Wilder and Tyson Fury was not a thing, the WBC was going to get out of the way for that particular fight to allow a mega fight between, you know, a rematch, a much needed rematch, because the first one was quote unquote controversial. The WBC said, okay, we'll get out the way for Wilder Fury. But seeing how Fury backed out and went to ESPN and Top Rank, they said, okay, now you got to just take care of your mandatory because Fury is going in a different direction. And, you know, you guys are going to have to fight later. So just take care of your mandatory. That's what happened. And then so much time had already expired. Dillian Whyte had not fought Luis Ortiz. He had not fought against Dominic Breazeale, who called him out, as I mentioned in this video in August of 2018. And I link it in the description so you can click it. We got such a paper trail. It's funny. Right here, there's the link where Breazeale was calling you out well before Breazeale got the opportunity with Wilder. Almost a year before you could have fought him. Checkmate. New media. We control the narrative. Let me know what you guys think. It's still a good fight now. I would want to see it. I don't know how Breazeale's going to be after a bad first round knockout, but Dillian Whyte has had some trouble with some taller guys, like Anthony Joshua knocked him out. Maris Weck was a difficult fight for him. It's a good fight. I still will watch it, you know. I don't know how either. You got to give credit to Breazeale. He's only lost to Joshua and Wilder, two guys at the time who were champions when they beat him. And the Joshua fight, he went several rounds and was getting pummeled, you know, and he hung in there tough. Wilder, you know, just has crazy power and just got him out of there. So I would still like Dillian Whyte. In fact, I would like Dillian Whyte to cancel his fight with Alexander Povetkin after this Rona stuff and go fight Luis Ortiz or Dominic Breazeale, guys he could have fought, you know, 2 years ago or so. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.